Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Commodities Update. And this is where I do analysis on natural gas, oil, US dollar, gold, and silver. We'll be looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as the most likely scenario where I think price might head to later next week. And if you guys are looking for the stock market update, as well as the overall market and everything, any 7 mega cap tech stocks, technical analysis, go to the previous video and check that out. And let's get started with natural gas. So let's start with the daily time frame. Because natural gas has hit a major resistance in terms of the longer term time frame. So we always want to look at the longer term time frame, zoom out first before we trade on the short term time frame. So you can see on the daily charts, this is the B80J, means it's adjusted for contract gaps. So you won't see those contract gaps. And you can see this resistance right here, right? Rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. So 5 times, and this is the 6th time that we have rejected from that area. And longer term picture, right? This is a support. It's been bouncing off here about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times as well. So as long as it continues trading with this pattern, this is going to be my overall bigger picture visual guide. And this is a pretty hard rejection at least initially, but we have to see at least some kind of a trend change for me to say, okay, we may maybe come back a little bit lower. Maybe some kind of let's say we get another leg down and then we bounce a little bit to get a back test of this 3.13 and then reject and then form a daily downtrend, then we probably get a little bit more follow through from the bears to potential 2.83. But if this is just a big hard drop and no trend change from the bears, then this may just be another daily higher low. So right, we move up, higher low, being set right there, higher high. So that's a daily uptrend, right? And then another big move down, sets another higher low because this higher low just means this high is higher than the prior high, higher low, sorry. So, and then make a higher high. So as long as the daily uptrend is still intact, bulls are still okay, even though there's a really big drop, right? And the next move up, there's a really big move up, right? And now we got a big drop. We are still above this higher low at this moment. So bears have to prove it on the daily time frame for me for more downside. But at this moment, right, if they start coming back down here, then it's starting to be a little bit of a red flag. And short-term support, I would say daily EMA 12 as well, and potentially maybe something like this, right? Coming down all the way here, potential maybe 2.976 range here, but I wouldn't use this trend line to trade it at all. More of a visual guide, and you want to predict. So as long as the trend is intact, bulls are okay, at least on the daily time frame. But we zoom into the short-term time frame, it's not looking that good, right? Hits the top of this range, right? That reaches an overall longer term. And you can see we have confirmed 15-minute downtrends as well as an hourly downtrend. So this is an hourly head and shoulders right here, confirming once it broke here. And that's a bearish pattern. And now you can see we might have another hourly bear flag. So big move down, and it's just currently bear flagging at the moment. So if Sunday night opens below here, breaks this low, 3.071, that's a bear flag confirmed. And if that confirms, we probably coming down to test this area, right? Resistance, 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 resistance. Finally broke above it, skyrocketed. So that means when we come back to back test that, if that bear flag confirms, then we want to see this level active support for the bulls to potentially bounce at least a little bit to come back up to see some kind of reaction here. Bulls playing defense. If they negate this bear flag, right, we gap up above it. We want to see it gap up above at least 3.2. Then we might form something kind of a tightening range if we get a big enough bounce here from here. And that would be the best case for bulls, because if you form a tightening range right underneath this longer term major resistance, right, then we have a chance to break above it. So that's what bulls need to do, essentially. So yeah, so those are two scenarios from the bears and the bulls. If those do happen, we'll see how it ends up shaping out. All right, let's take a look at oil. And yeah, I continue to say this every week for the last couple of weeks. not much of an edge unless you're a main trader, right? Sell at this range, buy at this range. That's pretty much what's been happening for the last ever since September. So for the last 2 months, and but overall, big picture, right? It's just tightening up, right? Resistance, very clear resistance, lower, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower highs, something like this. Higher lows, higher low, higher low. It gets a little higher, so it's just tightening up overall. And once it gets really tight, right, it's hard to really trade it, especially when you're in such a close range of everything. And we'll have to see which way it breaks out. And once the best thing is that if it gets really tight, where it goes to the end of the pattern, and it's still kind of just going sideways, then once it breaks out, there will be a lot of volume. Then we can trade it for a bigger move. But for now, really not doing that much. All right, let's take a look at the dollar. And dollar has been, honestly, surprisingly, really, really strong. It's just another bull flag here, confirmed. We see we broke above this resistance, and now we are just kind of underneath the structure right now. So this is the structure right here is where we are currently trading underneath, right? See, low of this structure, the high of this resistance is the low of this current structure right here. And if we can get above this structure, then we're looking back at this all-time high structure, which is the low of that structure would be around 109 for me. So currently we have a upper wick, but that doesn't mean the move is over at this moment. But so let's zoom in to see. So we could say this is kind of like a blow off top move, but we need more downside, at least for me. Blow off top is just kind of like you need to give back at least most of this move. So far, we're only giving back about half of it. So that's not a blow off top for me yet. We're gonna another leg down like this, and then crack through this entire sideways structure. That's a blow up. That's more of a blow off top for me. So we'll see how it ends up opening this week. Yeah, something like that would mark probably the top for the dollar for me. But at this moment, this could still be perfectly fine. We just give back only about 50% of it. Yeah. So that's still fine for the bulls. No red flags. Even though it was a big move down, it's still only giving 50% of it back. But yeah, overall, let's see what we shape up this week. Hourly, everything's still intact. So no signs of red flags at this moment. We are kind of extended. So I have to see how much. As long as the economy stays strong, I think the dollar will stay pretty strong as well, because it means with less rate cuts, we keep pricing in less and less rate cuts. We talked about this yesterday on the stock market video, and the more rate cuts that we price out, the stronger the dollar, because everyone else, like Canada and all UK, everything are cutting rates, right? So that makes the dollar a lot stronger. So at this moment, no signs of weakness for the dollar, at least. But if we do see like weaker economic datas, and we start pricing in more rate cuts, then I would say the dollar will probably pull back a good amount. All right, the gold, not absolutely just V-shaping. See, it's not stopping at all, literally. So we zoom out to the daily time frame, and what I want to see next is on a daily consolidation pullback, are we going to form a daily uptrend? So we just higher, lower, and higher, high, because this is a straight move off of daily oversold. And currently, we have not changed the trend back to daily uptrend yet. So just currently in a daily neutral trend at this moment. But everything else for our hourly, all the shortened time frame are in an uptrend. So I'm going to be fighting the bulls at this given moment. The best hope for bears is a equilibrium, meaning a tiny range where I move, big move up, big move down, big move up, but it doesn't make a new high, and then it will continue to go like this. That'll be the best hope for bears at this moment, because of such a strong move up. At this moment, zero signs of that equilibrium forming because, yeah, we're just still going at this moment and no signs of pullback. Right, if you start to shape up an hourly downtrend or far downtrend over here, then I would say, okay, maybe we might shape up that equilibrium. But if it's just a shallow pullback and we form a daily bull flag, then that equilibrium is out of the window and we'll probably test all-time highs. So the next pullback is pretty important. If we get a shallow pullback on the daily and it just becomes a bull flag, right? You get some like a falling wedge or something over here, and then we trace maybe 30% of this move. The next thing you know, we break out and break above that flag, then we'll have a chance to all-time highs. So for now, gold bulls are sitting comfy and no signs of red flags. And silver is just lagging, still lagging as usual. Talked about this. It's being relatively weaker. You can see gold pretty much almost V-shaped that whole thing. And silver is just sitting like at the bottom of its drop, right? This could still be a bear flag for silver. So if you're a bull, metal bull, I'll play gold. And if you're a bear, you could hedge it, right? If you're like in a gold position, you can hedge it some short on the silver or something like that. But at this moment, I would just probably play gold for now. And so if silver needs to catch up, it needs to break above this 31.615, which is the prior high, to confirm a daily uptrend. And then maybe we'll get some rotation. But so far, we have not seen much of a rotation into silver or palladium or any of the other names at this moment. Usually, we get a rotation if gold goes sideways around all-time highs, and so we'll see. So if we see gold start pulling back, going sideways, and the silver and all the other ones start to get a rotation, then maybe we'll get rotation to the other ones. But for now, no signs of that yet. If you're playing these other ones, make sure to watch for rotations. But for now, nothing going on. All right, that's all I got for you guys. If you guys want to learn more about technical analysis or support the channel, go to my YouTube and check out the Patreon link, as well as if you guys to learn more, check out the 15-minute free call and chat with me, as well as feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you guys made this far, have a great rest of you guys' weekend. I'll update you guys next week again.